Hi everyone, I can see 4 people now. We had 6 people before, so we just give every other person about 5 minutes to join. Hello everybody, welcome to the webinar. I hope we all had a nice day today and we're getting ready for Easter. So I'll just kill my mic for a second and I'll come back when I see more people, but I'll be here. I'm starting in 1 minute or 2 minutes.
All right.
I'm going to start in 2 minutes. Okay. So, hi everyone. I think, how are we doing? Welcome to the webinar. My name is Olu. For those of you that know me as Olu, we're going to be talking about how we can take our careers, our online careers, to the next level. So there is a video that I've already shared with you for a lot of us. Please have a look at the video, but I'll just run through it briefly to start off our discussions today. This is a slide we're going to be using for today. So if you're watching through YouTube, just to make sure that I'm not talking to myself, please type in the YouTube link if you can hear me. Just say something if you can hear me. On the right of your screen, you should be able to see a chat window that says live chat. So type if you can hear me. I can't see anybody typing. Maybe no one can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anyone can hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I guess you can hear me. All right, thank you. So, like I said, there is a presentation that I already shared with you, videos that I've already shared with you to have a look at. Before I jump into that, I have a few things I wanted to tell you. So, starting a career on the internet or making money online is very good. It's very lucrative, but it's a lot of work. So I don't want to kid anybody and say, oh, it's easy, it's smooth sailing or anything like that. That's not the truth. The truth is it's a lot of work, but it's profitable work, it's legal work, and it's work that once you start, you will see results. I can assure you. It might take you longer than others to start, but once you start, you will see the results and you will enjoy the results. So there is nothing that comes easy in this world. Even Jesus had to die for us on the cross, and salvation is free. So there's nothing that comes easy. The point is, if you can put the work in, you will see the results. So the first point I wanted to just share with us from my experience, my little 1-year experience making or creating online income, is success on Fiverr, which is what we're going to be looking at today. Getting started with the tool called fiverr.com. It requires hard work. Sometimes it, excuse me, it requires late nights. But what you need to be successful are 3 things: persistence, patience, and determination. You will be successful. I can assure you and I can guarantee you. Okay. All right. Thank you, Pete. I saw your message just now that you cannot send a chat. Well, okay. Let me not let that disturb us. It's fine. I will just probably, if you have any questions, just email me. Thank you, Pete. I got your message. So the first thing is success on Fiverr is possible, but you need patience, persistence, and determination. And when you start, you'll see the results. The second thing is, don't think you can walk, is a walk in the park, that you can just, stroll in there, make some money online and stroll out. No, you have to do a lot of things to be successful. But I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why TT is here. We're all here to help you to succeed. And wherever we struggle, I still have a network of people I also talk to when I need help or when I'm struggling. So there's always a network of people that you can actually refer to or reach out to if you have any challenges. And it is work, but you will succeed. It is a lot of work, but you'll succeed. And once you start, as I said, it becomes easier. And so that leads me to say, if you are struggling right now, you've created your profile, or you don't know how to create your profile, or you're struggling with whatever thing, I'm here. You have my email address. Some of you have my phone number. You can give me a call. I'll help you as much as I can. And if where I can't help you, I'll find somebody that can help you. So you have help. Shout if you're struggling. We're here to help you. And the last and final thing is, let's think about starting a group, maybe a Facebook group, or Google Plus group. I think a lot of people don't want to do Facebook, or some people don't want to do Facebook. I totally understand, but this is not just for us to be, sharing pictures of when we're on the beach and everything like that. It's just for us to be able to communicate. And I'll share a model that I had in mind to help, which I call the group of 5 and 10, in exchanging gigs. But I'll talk about that later. So let's think about how we can create a group that we can help each other to be successful, to share our experiences and share what works and share what doesn't work. I think that's a very good thing we can do. But I'll talk about that in more detail later. So let's get into it. Creating online income, getting started with fiverr.com. For those that remember, during the seminar, we talked about a lot of tools, and those are not all the tools that are available on the internet. There's so many tools, but I mean, these are tools that we've used and we're succeeding in, and these are the tools that we can actually recommend to you to use. So we're starting with Fiverr today, and Fiverr is a platform that people go to exchange digital services for cash. It started a while back with $5 for anything you want to do, but they've since expanded it, so you can charge from $5 to $500 or sometimes $1,000. I once looked for a service on Fiverr, and the guy said I would have to pay him $1,400. I said, wow, that's amazing. So it starts from $5. Don't think it's just about making $5, but when you start, you probably want to price your gigs at $5 to be able to enter into the market. That's all. That's totally understandable. So I'm just going to run through this presentation quickly because I know that the video is there. I'm just going to highlight a few points and we get to what we're going to be talking about after this. So some of us got this email and the link. Please use this link below, fiverr.com/S2 and all that stuff to register. For those of us that have not registered, please go there to register. And when you register, you get to a page that looks like this, and you go to join and click on join. You put in your email address. You can use Google, your Google email address. You can use your any email address works. You can use your Facebook account, or you can use your Google account as well. You get a page like this. You can then, it shows you that, okay, you need to go to your email to authenticate, and when you do that, you get a page like looks like this. In the video, I showed you what these categories are. So once you go online and once you open your fiverr.com, you can actually look at all the areas you can actually offer services. For those that know how to do design, graphic design work, you have it right there. Those that are into music, you have it right there. Business, you have it right there. Writing, those that love to write books, write articles, write blogs, you have it right in here. And digital marketing, there's so many things. So that's in the categories. Right here you have your profile and what you can do. There's so many things you can look at. But after you create your profile, we'll look at how you create your profile now. You will see more information. Once you log in, you won't see a lot, but once you create your profile, you start seeing it develop. So these are the example of the categories under graphic design. Please refer to the video for more details. And if you have any questions, please let me know. The categories are also here. I've already shown that. So let's go into how to create your profile. So you go into profile. When you click on your profile name that you've chosen, you click on my profile. When you start, it looks like this. I'm going to need a secretary. I'm getting messages. Okay, thank you. So your profile looks like this. Like I said in the video, the first thing is add a smiley picture. And it doesn't have to be your picture. It doesn't have to be a face. If it's a face, make sure it's a smiley face. If it's not a face, make it a beautiful picture that is bright and clear and that is appealing. You put your picture there. You put this message and also a message that describes you in one sentence. And then you go into the description, write a description that talks about you and that this is your selling page really for your profile. So you want to say things that is great about you and how you can help people and all that stuff in description. Then you can authenticate with or link any of your accounts, either Facebook, Google, and those of that have all the other social media platforms. You can authenticate here. You can add skills. So if you're a virtual assistant or you are a web designer or you are whatever skills that you have, you can add it there. If you're an IT professional, you can add it there. If you're a legal consultant, you can add the skills there. Sorry, I was just drinking some water. So here you have education. You can put in whatever education you want to add, your university or your certifications and all this stuff. That thing, all that stuff you can put there. That's certifications. Now your profile is looking better. So it says that you have to set security questions. Now, security questions is so for example, if you forget your password, how do you want to retrieve it? So that's how you do that. You go to start now and do that. Now, a lot of people ask, how does Fiverr work? Create a gig, deliver the work, get paid. And we'll talk about some of this in detail. So create a gig is where you start. You decide on what service you want to offer. If you're a web designer, you want to start developing websites for people. If you're a musician, you want to do music jingles. If you're a voiceover artist, you want to record voiceovers. What are the other options? If you can, what are the other options that we have? If you can make phone calls, you want to be a virtual assistant, you create that gig. That's the first step. Then you market that gig. Fiverr also helps you market it on their platform. And there's some things that you can do that I will show you at the end of this webinar to promote your gig. And then, so let's say somebody then buys your gig, you deliver the work and you get paid. As simple as 1, 2, 3. So this slide shows you how to set up your security questions. You can pick whichever one you want to put the answers there. So once you've done that, the next thing is then creating a gig. So what's a gig? A gig is just a service that you want to offer. So like I said, if you wanted to be a web designer, that's a gig. Web design is a gig. If you want to be a virtual assistant, meaning data entry or making phone calls, those are gigs. You can create a gig around that. So I use an example. So the first thing, once you click on that link that says create a gig, you get this page. The gig title is very important. Don't just put anything there. And what I say is that whatever category that you want to work in, go into Fiverr and look at what people are doing there. Don't copy them, but go and learn from them, right? So, I mean, like we go to school to learn from the best. Go and learn from people that have been successful on Fiverr and look at how they describe their gig titles. Use words that like awesome, achieving goals, those kind of things that, people want to read about. I will do this for you in 1 day or right now. Those kind of things. So you put those gig titles in there. So like I said, I'll be your personal virtual assistant now. So you pick the category, that's business, that's virtual assistant, and then it gives you all those things. The service type already pre-populates because I picked business. It also says admin support. Now, this is also very important. So like you can see this search bar up here. What typically happens is that people come to Fiverr and type virtual assistant, or they type web analyst or web designer. Those are keywords, and that's in internet language. Keywords is like king words. Those are things that people use to search for what they need, and if you can put them on your gig, you will rank high in the search. So like you go into Google and put your name in there because you are very unique. You find yourself, if you have ever posted anything on the internet. But if your name is John Doe, then if you put your name there, you'll see a lot of John Does. But the search tags for keywords help you to rank in the search so that you don't come up on page 1000. You can come up as high as possible. Also, let me just add this there. The more you sell, the more Fiverr ranks you up in the search. So let's say you keep selling every day, you keep getting people seeing your gigs, and they keep ordering. That's how it works. They promote you when you are active. So that's for search tags. Please, if you have any questions, and I know maybe I should stop here and say this. For those of us that are in Berry from HiWay Church, we're available to help you with any kind of training you need to get you upskilled with this kind of technology, how to use the internet, how to use what these things like I'm talking about keywords and all those things. I can explain it. Just give me a call. Let us know. We can see what we can organize for you to get upskilled and get some knowledge. All right, so I'm going to go to the next slide. Let me not spend too much time. I already did a video. So you then can see the pricing. So we've done overview. The next thing is pricing. After that, we'll do the description, then requirements, then the gallery and the publish. Gallery is very important. I'll talk about that also. So scope, you describe what you're going to do, and if it's if you have a basic offer, you have a premium offer, you have a pro offer. Those are available right there. And you can select for the categories. Don't worry about what these are. Whatever category you pick, you'll find a template that helps you fill it. So don't worry about having to type in all this or design this sheets. Whatever categories you pick, you will find the templates that you need. So then you talk about pricing and gig extras. So for example, if you price a gig at $5, if you wanted to add something to it, maybe you wanted to deliver quicker, you can add $10, $15, $20 to it. So instead of having a $5 gig, it becomes a $25, $30, $35 gig. Apart from which category it is, if it's basic, standard, or premium. So you can add gig extras, which is really great. And these are gig extras. All right, so we'll click on save and continue. Then you put a description. Now you have to describe this gig, not your profile, but this gig. So you describe your profile. Now you want to describe the gig, what you want to do. So basically, you want to describe what this service is about. It's about making phone calls or designing websites or singing songs or playing music, whatever it is. You want to use keywords here. Also, you want to use search tags that will rank you in the search. All right. Okay. So after you've done that, you go to requirements. So you can then ask, requirements. So there you now say, please provide so, and so, or please, I need all this information before you order my gig. I have live experience. It's happened to me twice. People don't read my descriptions. They just order $5, and they want the whole world. So you need to be able to manage that. So, but because if there's any dispute, you can go back to Fiverr and say, this guy didn't obey or didn't adhere to the instructions or the requirements of the gig. He ordered it, and I can't deliver what he wants on the price. So if there's any dispute, you can actually go back because you've said that in your gig description and in the requirements. So please explain what you need from your buyers here. Let them know exactly what you need in detail. Sometimes you still find people ordering without talking to you. Well, we can deal with that. That's part of the game. You have to also navigate those murky waters. So yeah. Now, the very important one is the gallery. So if you look at Fiverr, you see a lot of people have videos there, they have music there, they have pictures there. It's really great. Right now, videos sell. If you want to sell anything, just put in a video. People will buy it, especially if it's a short video. That's why Instagram is it's getting more popular, because you have 1 minute to share a video and people want to watch it and go on to the next thing. So if you can put a video in here, if you can put in a short video clip or something that's very interactive, not just words and text, this is where you do it. And this is where a lot of people, get sales. I'll give an example. This morning, one guy was asking me that, are you the one that spoke on your gig? I'd like you to work with me. So those kind of things happen. So make sure you do put your videos in there, put your text in there and pictures. Let them be beautiful and clear. So the examples I used, I think I just used the gig profile, a nice picture of a phone and a hand. Make it nice and simple. Don't make it too complicated. Make it nice and simple and nice. If you have a video, perfect. If you have a montage, perfect. But make it nice. So that's it. You save it, and it says congratulations. Now what Fiverr will do now is now say, okay, you created this gig. We're going to QA it. We're going to quality assure it, and make sure that you have not copied somebody else's picture, copied somebody else's video, copied somebody else's text. And they do that search in their on their back end, and then they release your gig. Now, let's get back to videos and pictures. A very important note. Please don't just go to the internet and just look for a nice picture of Beyonce or whoever, or Donald Trump, and just use it as a gig picture. That is not going to help you. First of all, if they catch you and they realize that you're making money from using their pictures without their consent, you're going to be in trouble. So there are sites, and we'll take that offline, because I wouldn't want to use this platform to advertise anyone. There are sites that give you free pictures, and there are ways that you can actually use pictures on the internet, on Google, where you can actually select advanced search to be able to use the pictures for commercial purposes. So that's it. But if you wanted to, there are also sites that give you nice pictures that you can use for free. All right. So congratulations, you created your first gig. Hey, that's a good one. And please, everyone on the call, please try and create your first gig and send to me. Let me just have a look at it and give you advice. If you want to do it, I'm happy to help you. I don't know how many people I can help, but I'll try to help as many people as possible. And I will also refer people to you. So once I've seen that your gig is great, and I'm going to do some marketing for somebody right now. Once I see that your gig is great, I'm going to direct people to you. So the first person that's going to be my guinea pig, sorry for using that word, is the mailman. Those of you that know Mel Hatter, he has created an awesome gig on Fiverr for writing. And I love the pictures he's used. He's done it so professionally. So if you need help, he's my next person that I'll refer you to in this group. Please, you can talk to me, but look at how Mel has done his. He did an awesome job. Kudos to you, Mel. All right, so verify complete. You're almost there. Now the next step is for you to publish. So you can actually publish on Facebook, on Twitter, on G+, on Instagram, or via a link, email link. All right. So when you're done, the gig looks like this. So it says, how many impressions have you had? None? That's fine. That's the first time. But as many more people see your gigs and they click on it and they read it and they view it, it starts to populate this statistics. All right. That's for that. Okay. Thank you for watching that part of the video. So creating our gig on Fiverr. The other things that I wanted to talk about before we then take questions, I'm going to wonder how we're going to take questions. Let me see, but I'll think about it. There's possibly a way, store chat. I'll try and figure out how we can take questions if we have questions. So this next thing I want to talk about is things that you need to take note of when you're creating your gig. So for example, I talked about pictures. Please go on the internet and look for sites that give you free pictures. It's as easy as going to Google and say, how can I get free pictures on the internet? And you see a lot of sites that offer you free pictures. And then you go to categories and look at pictures that you can actually use and download them. Some of them you can pay for. Some of them, it's cheap. Some of them you can actually use their pictures for free. As good as that. So please do that. So the other thing is, whatever area or category you pick, look on Fiverr. Before you create your gig, look on Fiverr and see how people are creating their gigs, how they have priced it, and don't go too much away from it. So if they're pricing the gig at $5, price your own at $5. But I'll always say, for those of us that are just starting off in Fiverr, please start at $5 because they're looking for an inroad, right? Excuse me. So if you price it at $5, you are sure that people will say you're cheap, they'll use you. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the experience going. You're trying to get the number of gigs or the orders that you have going, because as you increase, and you can look at that in Fiverr. Possibly what I'll do is I'll log into Fiverr and show you how that works. There's so many things that you do in the beginning to be able to get your ranking going. It's easier to sell things for people at $5 when you're starting up because they don't know you. But I wouldn't say if you're designing a website that do it for $5. No, that doesn't make sense. So you have to research whatever category you're working in and what people are doing there and really price it as low as possible when you're starting up. So once you start getting those gigs, you can start moving your price up little by little. So for example, let's say you start at $5 and get 10 orders, then you can move it to $15. Then you get more orders and you can move it into $20 like that. So just don't make it a big jump from $5 to $500. That would be crazy. All right, so that's the second thing. So the question is, well, let's say you start getting people ordering your gig and you start getting paid. How do you get that money back? There are a few ways. First of all, on Fiverr, and I'll show you that when I log into Fiverr, you can actually use a tool called Payoneer or PayPal. Either of the two works. And if you want a link to Payoneer, I'll send you a link to Payoneer. PayPal is also simple. You can just go to their website. And those are the two I recommend. And if you want the money to go directly to your account, I think there's a way that Fiverr does it. Or I think Fiverr now has a card, yes. So you can order a card from Fiverr. And typically this kind of cards, if you load your money in there, it's as good as having money in the bank. You can go to any ATM and withdraw the money. You can go to any store and use the card there. I've used my card to buy stuff before. So things like that, you can actually, that's how you get paid on Fiverr. Other question that we have is, what you need to do after your first gig is up? So that's a very good question. Once your first gig is up, then the question is, what's next? So there's something that is called buyer request on Fiverr, and I'll show you in a minute how you get there. For every person on Fiverr, for whatever category you are, you're allowed to bid for 5 jobs every day. This is what you need to do every day for Fiverr. Just go to buyer request and look at what people have put there. People that are looking for services, just go there, respond and say, I can do this. I'll do it for you in a short time, and I'll do it for you for $5, depending on what the gig is. Let me not just say, make a blanket statement, but for whatever it is, go in there and look into buyer requests, and you can do that every day. What that does for you is it gets you, in the faces of people that want to buy stuff. It gets you traffic on Fiverr, and that's always good. And you never know, somebody can. So I've gotten many gigs from those kind of buyer requests that people saw my post and said, okay, you said you could do this. Okay, let's talk about it. So that's a way of getting gigs. Buyer requests is very important. Many people don't tell you, but I'll show you in a minute. So that's one thing. So the other thing is, I think I've talked about it. How do you create your gigs? So I've shown you the video, and I've told you before you create your gig, look at the category that you're looking at and try and model the successes that you have there. Look at people that are doing very well there, people that have had thousands of gigs. And how do you know that? Is you look at the reviews. Whatever reviews they have, you see how they're doing. And I'll still log into my Fiverr, and I just want to answer a few questions that I'm getting here. All right. So what's hot on Fiverr? I think what's hot on Fiverr, I'll also show you. You typically making calls, which anyone can do. Virtual assistants, which anyone can do, meaning you can make calls, you can book appointments, you can send emails for people, you can do data entry. Those are hot. Voiceover is very hot. For those that have fantastic accents like mine, not so hot for us, but for people that have native English accents, very hot. Sometimes you find that, and I heard that before, that African accents are also hot on Fiverr for people that want to do videos and all that stuff. So that's also hot. Web design is hot, and it's hot because one gig can land you from the range of $500 to $1,400, and you wonder how. So it's so difficult to design a website. It's not that difficult, but because there's a gap, there's a knowledge gap, people don't know how to fill that gap, so they have to find somebody to do it. Fiverr offers a platform where they can trust the people that will do it for them, and they get it done. So that's how it works with Fiverr. So for web design is also very hot. So I'll show you where you see the hot searches also on Fiverr when I log in. Now, another thing that you need to do to be successful on Fiverr is always be online. And how can you do that? You can always be on your computer 24/7. Download the app for your phone. That helps you to always be online. And I'm telling you this hacks. I paid to learn these hacks, but you won't find it on YouTube. But I'm telling you because it's family. So always be online on Fiverr. And how to do that is have your phone, have your smartphone have the app downloaded on your smartphone, either your Android phone or your iPhone. So once you download the app, you can put your profile in, and then all the messages that you get on Fiverr, all the emails that you get, you can actually respond. And Fiverr also pushes this. Once you're online, they push business to you. People that come online are looking for people that come on Fiverr are looking for people that are online to work with. So if you're always online, you're increasing your chances to be successful. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is the community. So I've heard this many times. When I get to Fiverr, I don't get any sales. Nobody knows me. Now, we have a group of almost 50 people in this group. And I can recommend that we can start a group to overcome that initial gig problem, which is no one is ordering my gig. So for example, you started your gig today, tomorrow you don't see anybody, next week nobody orders, then you get despondent. What we can do as a group is we can pair ourselves into groups of 5 or 10 and order gigs from each other. So for example, Mel has a gig, I order his gig, and then he orders my gig. So we have not really lost anything, but we started getting traction on our profile, and it's totally legal, right? You order somebody, you pay them, Fiverr gets paid. As long as Fiverr gets paid, you're okay. So Mel can order my gig and I can order his. So it's like a gig swap to help get people get their profiles going. So if you wanted us to do this, we can talk about it offline and we'll see how that can work. And like I said, we can start a community on Facebook or on G+. I'll let people decide where they want to be. Facebook is easier, but G+ is great. I mean, it's as good, if not better, than Facebook, but doesn't have the post for publicity. So if you're looking for something quiet, G+ might be a good place to go. So that's that. Those are the hacks that I wanted to share with you with regards to Fiverr. So let me see if I can open my profile here. Come. All right, sign in. What's my profile? I should block this. It's okay. What's my password? Got it right. So this is Fiverr. This is my profile. So you want to know what's hot on Fiverr? Usually on the side here it tells me. So let me start with the buyer request, which is more important. So request, you go here, you see, where is that again? Buyer requests. So if you click on this, you see that the categories, I have 10 offers left for today. I've not done any buyer requests. It says the request, I'm looking for a professional virtual assistant to call 50 members of our gym and set 25 health, fitness, blah, 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 blah. This guy wants somebody to help him make calls in California. How many people cannot make phone calls? Excuse me, phone calls. I mean, as long as you can speak, you can make a phone call. And if you're in North America, it's easier for you because it's cheap. I mean, your number, calling any number in North America is next to nothing. But if you don't want to use your mobile phone, it's also very great, very understandable. There's a tool called Google. Google, if once you have your Gmail, you have a free number that you can use to call anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. And it is even easier for you to call anywhere in North America for free using Google. No one's going to tell you, but I'll tell you. Go to Google, and if you need some more help on how that is done, I can show you. Through Hangouts, you can make phone calls for free in North America, and you can pay $10 to put credit on your phone and call anywhere in the world. And it's cheaper than any kind of phone services out there. So that's great. You can use Google to make those phone calls. So look at, for example, this is a buyer request. So if I wanted to respond to this, I'm just going to go and do that. Maybe he'll call me. Send offer. So these are my gigs. So this is what he wants, and I'll just go and pick the gig that talks about that. Virtual assistant is looking for a virtual assistant. Now I'll just want to say, hey, that is me. I can do that for you. No And can we talk? I try not to make it so formal and all that, so I'm trying to make it. So delivery time, I'll leave it at 1 day. This is just default. I just go to the default and I just pick $5 because I don't want him to think this guy's so expensive. I'm not going to call him. If he calls me, and what I'll then tell him is that, okay, let's talk about this. Let's try and come up with the structure of the work that you need, and then I'll price it based on that. But I'll just put $5 here. Number of revisions, I can put 1. But some of the times you don't need to put anything here. Submit offer. So you see now, it says I have 9 offers left for today. And I'll go there. I look at another one, proofread. Some people go there and put their own gigs there. So you have to be sure that this is not a gig. It's a buyer request. So look at this. Looking for a US-based citizen to help in completing a task. There are already 20 people that have already requested. I'm not a US citizen, so I'm not going to respond to this person. About the company, we're internet marketing companies, blah, 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 blah. That's a long story. Let me not go into that. I need help formatting and preparing interior design proposal. That's a virtual assistant. You say, okay, let's go there. I'll click on, I will be your virtual assistant and writer. Say, I can help you. What did it say? Design interior design proposal. Develop your proposal with my 20 years experience as experience as a consultant. And then price point, pick $5 so that we can have a discussion and then we can talk about price later. So this is what you do every day until you run out of offers. Now I have 8 offers. So I've given you 2 examples of how you can respond to a buyer request, and this is how to get there. Buyer request is selling, buyer request. So let's play around in Fiverr. Let's see. Let me just go to fiverr.com and go to the home page. So as I showed you, these are the categories that you have. Let me just do it simply because slowly. Cartoons, flyers, SEO, web traffic, writing, legal writing, press releases, articles, whiteboards, music, voiceovers, mixing and mastering, WordPress. This is really hot. So WordPress is hot. Web programming is hot. Mobile apps is very hot. I'm talking about, okay, let's go there. Let me just show you that. Let me just show you what these guys are pricing. So to search for the top sellers here, you then go scroll down and look at top rated sellers. Oh, there's just a few. These are the top guys. So let's just pick a random one. I will create a custom Android application. It's starting at $25. So let's see what he offered. Look at this guy. He's going to start at $290. I'll create a unique Android, iOS, and web app in UI, UX skills. This is where you need to position yourself. Okay, these guys are not opening for one reason or the other. Good. Okay. Did you see that? The basic offer is $290. The standard offer is $390. The premium offer is $790. Amen to that. So if you can develop apps, you can develop Android apps, you can develop iOS apps, you know where to go now. And don't say who told you that. All right, so let's go on to another category. Let's see what people like to write. So let's go to writing. Articles and blog posts. And these are easy things that you can do. So look at this, for example. This person's price point is starting at $75. I'll write the best SEO blog, article, and web content for you. What is SEO? Search engine optimization, meaning once you're writing, you put in those keywords, those tags that help people when they're searching for your website or for your blog to rank high in the search. Price point is $75. Standard is $150, and the premium is $320. Have a look at what people are doing. So, for example, if you're a writer, you want to learn from this kind of person, but I wouldn't say start at $75. Please, that's a lot. There's a lot. If you look at this person is a top-rated seller. That means they're really at the top of their game with Fiverr. So these are the levels in. So new sellers, level 1 sellers, and level 2 sellers, tells you who they are, and Fiverr rock stars. That person is a Fiverr rock star, so that's why they can price it at that. Okay, so that is that's how to look at seller gradients. All right, so that's for that with what's hot on Fiverr. You can go to your mobile phones to download any the Fiverr app. Either you have an iOS phone, or you have that's an iPhone, or you have an Android phone. You can download the app for that. So what I'll do now is, I don't think I can open up it will take me some time. I'll try and do it, but anyone that has an email, a question, please send me an email. Send it to the Creating Online Income Now email, and I'll look there and answer it now. I've been able to open that. Yeah, so if you have any questions, just send me a question there. Send me your question there while I try to get this, enable this chat. I think I know what to do, but I might just need time. So if you have any question, send an email, yes. Please send an email if you have any question. Okay, so while I wait for your questions, I will try and fix this. So my wife has just told me that the reason why a few people might not be able to see the chat window is because they're probably not using their Gmail address. So if you don't have a Gmail address, you might need to create a Gmail address to be able to see the chat option. And if you haven't done, or if you have a Gmail address, then you ask you to create a channel for you to be able to just do web chat. I'm sorry about that. I will maybe next time I'll look for a better way for us to be able to send questions. But right now you can send your questions to me via email if you have any questions. I think we've finished the major part of the presentation. Send me an email if you have any questions. Send me an email if you need any help. I'm willing to help anyone that needs help. Yep. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for your questions now. And if I don't have any questions in the next 10 minutes, I'll just wrap up the webinar. But I'm here till then. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Okay, so I got a question here, not a question, a comment. Somebody's trying to create a Gmail address and all the good names are gone. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, maybe you could put a dot between your first name and your surname, or underscore, or I don't know.
Yes.
So let me just go back and to the point I started with. First of all, success in Fiverr is possible, but it requires hard work. It requires patience, persistence, and like I said, determination to be successful. It's possible to be successful, but you just need to keep at it. And there are other things that you can do to be successful. Um, it's not a walk in the park, like I said, but it's a work towards success, and you can work at it. If you have any challenges, please feel free to call me. I can help as much as possible, as much as humanly possible. Let me qualify that. And the last thing is, let's think about creating a group where we can help each other. If you have any questions, we can post it in the group. If you have any experiences, you can post it in the group. For whatever it's worth, your experience might be encouragement for somebody else. Let me just share this as an experience. This is an earning for a week or 2 weeks of work that somebody just sent. So it's possible to to make this a good career if you put in the work. And like I said, the more you work, the more Fiverr supports you. The more gigs you do, they push your profile in the faces of people, and you rank higher in the search. So let's try and be dedicated to this career path. And for those of us that have 95 jobs like myself, just find some time in the evenings where you can actually spend some time on Fiverr. It could be 2 hours, 3 hours. You have to be deliberate in success. It doesn't just happen. You have to deliberately plan that, okay, I will spend this amount of time doing this work and pushing this career. So and you will definitely find success. First question of the night from the email says, is there a Google Voice for iPhones? Also, I will be happy to join group Facebook. Okay, thank you very much for saying that. I really don't use G Plus at all. Okay, that's fine. So for iPhones, you have Google Hangouts. So that's what you need to download. So if you go to your app store, your iPhone app store, you'll see, I think there's a Google Suite that has everything. But if you don't have it in there, you can just go look for Google Hangouts. All you need is your email, your Gmail address, and you're good to go. Download the app, sign in with your Gmail address, and you're good to go. You can use that for meetings, video conferencing. You can use that for what they call this thing, for phone calls. You can use that to chat. Hangout is the way to go. And I think I read an article a few weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, that Google was going to phase out Google Talk, which is how they started their instant messaging platform. They're moving everything to the Hangout platform. So Hangout is where you need to be. So if you download Hangout on your iPhone or your Android phone, you'll be good to go to use that to make those phone calls. So I'll look into creating a Facebook page. Maybe I'll send out an email or somewhat to know which one people prefer. G+, which is what my first preference would be, or Facebook, because G+ is a little bit more, not in your face, but it's fine. If you want Facebook, I'm happy to do Facebook. Facebook is easier, and most people are on Facebook. So let me know what you think. Which one works for you? And a lot of people, they don't like Facebook because people put a lot of information on Facebook. Now, to be able to combat that is, you don't put all the information that people put. Just put the required information that you want there to have. My wife has a saying that the internet never forgets. So if you don't want anything on to hunt you in the future, don't put it on the internet. So on Facebook, the same thing. Don't put anything that you don't like people to know about you, or pictures that you will not be happy about. Don't put it on Facebook. But you can use Facebook for a lot of things, for marketing, for communication, and those kind of things. So we'll look into that. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Please feel free to send an email. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. My mic still says I'm online, so that's good. Okay, so we have 30 more minutes, but I think we don't need to take all the 30 minutes. I'll still wait for your questions for another 2-3 minutes. See any questions that come in. And if any questions come in later, I'll probably respond to the person directly. But I'll still keep this channel open. The mic is open. I will respond to any emails I get. I might not be talking now, but I'm still here. Okay, so there's a statement that says, what next after this? I think for everyone on this course, we have probably seen my first video, and we're taking this, okay, another message, sorry. We've taken this course. What I think you need to do now is decide on the category that you want to start with. So for example, if you want to start making phone calls, or you want to be a virtual assistant, or you want to do voiceovers, or you're a web designer, decide on that category. Then go and do your research on Fiverr. Look at what people are doing. Look at how they've created their gigs. Look at how they've priced their gigs, and then apply all the rules I've told you, or the hacks I've given you, or how to not copy what they're doing, but learn from them to create your own and price your own in a way that will be marketable because you're coming in. And then create that gig. Once you create the gig, please send it to me on the email. I'll have a look at it. I'll probably QA it. And then, like I said, for those of you that know Mel, I'm going to push a lot of people to him because I think he's done an awesome job. In fact, I'm thinking of him reviewing my own gig for me because I really love the way he did his own. So if I can't help you or find help for you, we'll be able to get your gig going. And then we can start to do our daily buyer requests. So I have another question here. How are you guaranteed? Okay. Thank you very much for bringing this. So how are you guaranteed pay after you've done the requested work? Does Fiverr hold the customer's money until you deliver their goods? Also, how does copyright work on Fiverr? Good stuff. So for example, let me start from the last question. For copyright, Fiverr searches through your gigs and the pictures and everything you use. If you're using a picture that you're not supposed to use, they'll find you. And if that person that owns that picture comes and finds their picture on your gig, they have all the right to sue you. That's why I said, please don't use any pictures that you don't have the right of use. And that's how they take care of that. Secondly, to your second question, how does payment, or your first question, how does payment work? So when a buyer orders your gig, so let's say the gig costs $5, Fiverr will ask them, do you want to pay with PayPal, or do you want to pay with your credit card, or what payment method do you want to use for this service? This is before they even order your gig. And then they collect the details for the buyer, and they charge them $1 on every $5, just like they charge you $1 on every $5 that you do. So if you, in essence, Fiverr makes $2 from your gig, one from you, one from the buyer. So let's say I'm ordering Tolu's gig. It's a $5 gig. I order it, they get my credit card details, they get my PayPal details, and they charge me $5. They hold that money. And then they tell Tolu that Olu has ordered your gig. You have 3 days, 2 days, or 1 day, or 5 days to deliver. Tolu goes and delivers, and I'm happy with what is done, or she's done. And then I mark it completed. Once I mark it completed, they release Tolu's $4 from the $6 they've taken from me. They take $1 from me and $1 from Tolu. That's how Fiverr works. I don't blame them. And it's the easiest way to start making money online, because they don't charge you before you start making money. They just charge you once you start selling gigs. And which is fair enough, 20% on whatever. It's fair. In my own opinion, it's fair. So, but then it takes a few days for it to clear. But you always see those earnings in your profile. Now, the money is on Fiverr. How do you get the money into your account? So you then go to, let me see if I can find it here. Where's that stuff? You go to, I think it's selling, orders, gigs, analytics, transactions. Yeah. So you can see you have a dashboard here. You can look at those in queue and all that. So right here, you can look at payments. You can look at, in somewhere here, you find how you can actually, I think it's for those that are just joining, how you can create yeah, this is billing in settings. So right there, you can find billing information, notification account, all that information is right there. So you will typically link whatever account you have created. If it's PayPal, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So Payoneer is Payoneer. Yeah, Payoneer. This is like an online bank. You can link that to your Fiverr account, and you can get paid. You can move your money that you make on Fiverr into your Payoneer account. Yes, Fiverr holds the customer's money until you deliver. The customer has marked your gig as completed. Okay, I think I have another question. So it will never happen that you send the never pay. So once they order your gig, Fiverr takes the money. So, and that's why it's great. That's why it's a fantastic platform to make money. You're sure that you get paid. Now, if they're not happy with the work that you've done, the worst they can do, or not the worst, they could give you a bad review, or they could actually speak to Fiverr and create a case against you. But rarely does that happen. People on Fiverr play within the rules. And another thing I need to advise you is a lot of people will try and take you off Fiverr for you to deliver work. Now, once they do that, you don't have Fiverr behind you to protect you. And Fiverr protects everyone. So if anybody says, what's your email address? What's your phone number? let's talk. Let's talk on Skype. Try as much as possible not to do that. And once you start type things like phone, pay, Skype on Fiverr in your gigs or in your emails or your messages, and there's a place where you have messages. I can show you that quickly. Messages. So it's like, this is where you can send emails to people. They'll send emails to you, communicate with people through this. Once you type anything like phone, pay, Skype, it flags it as red. That means they're going to start watching you. That are you trying to take stuff off of Fiverr, and they can penalize you for doing that because that's part of the agreement that you signed with Fiverr. So don't try not to take business away from Fiverr. Don't take it, because it also doesn't protect you. If that person says they'll pay you and they don't pay you, or if you do the work and they're not satisfied, if it's on Fiverr, you can still get arbitration through Fiverr. But once you take it off Fiverr, then you're in trouble, or that person is in trouble. So please try not to take work out of Fiverr. So like I said, once they order your gig, Fiverr takes the money and keeps the money. Once you deliver the gig and they're happy with it and the ticket is complete and they give you a review, then Fiverr releases your money. So nobody says, oh, I did work and they didn't pay me. That never happens on Fiverr, never happens. And that's because of the model they've put in place. Okay. Does that answer the question? I think it does. Let me just look at the question again. Yeah, guarantee working. Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing is this: when you're creating your gigs, also try and ensure that you tell your customers that whatever you put in the standard is not to be commercially used. This is one trick I just learned myself. So a lot of people want a lot of things and they order your cheapest gig. So what you can say is that the cheapest gig you're not going to be able to use it for commercial purposes. If what they're asking me is for a website or something that you're going to use to make money, then you pay more for it. It's not going to be $5. So you can make that your pro or your premium gig. So those are the kind of things that people do to protect their intellectual property and themselves on Fiverr. All right. Another question? Sure. So what what happens if they say that they're dissatisfied but they still use your work? Well, to deliver good work. So if you deliver good work, no one is going to say they're dissatisfied. But if they are dissatisfied, they're going to write a bad review for you. And this another point. Thank you for raising that question. Is after you do a job, try and exceed the expectations so that people will be happy to come back and order from you, and they can give you good reviews. Online and in the world we're going to, people only buy things because of reviews. When they see that somebody has a good 5-star reviews, they go there. But if they see 3 stars, 2 stars, they don't rank you really. Imagine if you're going online and you're looking for a hotel, and you see that the hotel that you're going for is a 2-star hotel or a 3-star review hotel, you wouldn't want to go there. But if you see 4 or 5 stars, then you want to go there. Same thing happens here. Try and give the best possible so that people will always want to work with you again and always want to give you a good review. And what I always do at the end of my gig is I say, thank you very much for ordering my gig. I'd like you to give me a 5-star review if you think I've done the work that deserves it. If not, don't bother giving me a review. I understand totally. So I either ask them to give me a 5-star or no review, because even a 4-star doesn't help you, because once they collate everything, it drops your star status. Like somebody gave me a 5-star review on the general gig, 2 out of it 5-star, and another one 4.7. That 4.7 affected my general star status, if I can say that. So it's better for you to ask for a 5-star review if they think you've done the 5-star work. But if they think you have not, they shouldn't bother giving you a review. You understand? They should. Not like they should keep their review, but like they shouldn't bother giving you a 2-star or a 3-star, because that doesn't help you. It's better for you to get no review than to get a 2-star or a 3-star, because it will work against you. Thanks for bringing that up. Any other questions? Now we have how many more minutes? 28 minutes. No, sorry, 18 minutes. That's if we're going to get to 10:30. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, I think we've spoken about this a lot. Okay. Okay, so I see a message from Roxy. Thanks for posting that. A message from IBK. Okay, that's the question you asked earlier on. Okay, thanks. Okay, I'll just wait for another minute so that I'll give you 15 minutes back of your night so you can have a nice Easter rest before we go to, for those of us that are going to church tomorrow, before we go to church tomorrow. But I mean, I still can take some questions. I think one question has come in. Yes, there's a question that says, I love doing research on the internet. Is this a hot gig now? So I don't see it as a gig on itself. I see it as part of a gig. So for your virtual assistant gig, you can actually say research. For your writing gig, always put in their research before you, because people don't want to just write from the top of your head. They want you to do online research before you come up whatever you're writing. So that would be very good for virtual assistant gigs, for writing gigs, and we can actually have a look at it. Let's see. Now, how I would do it is, let's go to Fiverr. I'll go there and do online research, right? Let's see how that. So there's actually a section for it. I'll do online marketing. I'll do online research. So let's see. So we have research and summaries. People do research and summaries. Fantastic. So that's hot. You can see that you have, let's go to the top sellers. We don't have to, so you have level 2. Let's see the level 2 sellers. So these guys are starting from $25, $5, $5, $30. So if you love to do this, this is where you need to start, sir. Please go look at what people are doing in this category. Let's pick one of them and just look at. Let's see who's really charging for this service. Oh, that's interesting. David Woods. Looks familiar. The name sounds familiar. All right, let's go there. This person is using an actor's picture. They're going to be in trouble soon, I'm sure. This person only has 8. So, for example, if you look at David Woods, he only has 8 reviews for this gig. So that means he's only done it for at least 8 people. So let's look at the gig. Let's see how they price it. I will assist work and summaries. They have 8 reviews. Look at their simple picture. Basic starts at 20. Standard is 75. Premium is 100. Interesting. Pretty interesting. What's included is that revisions unlimited. Interesting. And then you have the description here. So you need to read this and look at how they have structured their work. And don't just take one person's on. Look at 3 people and just try and understand how they play in this market. That's the most important thing. And this person has got great writer and researcher. Thank you so much. It says outstanding experience, outstanding experience, outstanding experience. You can see they have 5 stars all the way. So that's what you want to aim for. Delivering work and getting 5-star ratings is very important. So this is a category you can launch into, online research. But before, like I said, study it and look at how people are working in that category before you create your gig. So this person is a level 2 seller, not on this gig. That means they have other gigs. Excuse me. And their premium is 100. Okay, another question. While you're working on a client's job in your gig, then hidden from another customer. Okay. So that is bad for business. So the question is, while you're working on a client's job, is your gig then hidden from other clients, or you have to juggle jobs for many customers because it still stays visible? So yes, it stays visible because it's good for you, it's good for your customer, and it's good for Fiverr, most especially. Okay, so like you might be working on 10 people. Okay, so I wouldn't advise that you get 10 people, 10 orders at once. So this is how it typically happens. You get one gig and you're working on it. Somebody else sends you another request. You add it to the cart. Then you now have to start keeping tab on when these gigs are going to expire. So once you order, what happens is once they order your gig, there's a timer depending on what you have set on the gig they ordered. If it's for 3 days, it will start counting down from 3 days to 0 days, to 0 minutes. So there's a way that you can actually track it on Fiverr. Fiverr gives you that platform. So once you get a notification that your gig has been ordered, you will start getting a countdown for that to happen. So you can track that. So once you are getting more than you can deliver on, what you can do is anybody that requests for your service, you can tell them that you are working on something right now. They should give you 2 days extra, 1 day extra before they order their gig. And I wouldn't want you to push any business away, because the most important thing when you're starting is to get as much business in as possible. And that's a good problem to have. Now, when you get to the point where, let's say the orders are pouring in and you cannot cope with it again, there's a way you can actually go to your gig and pause it. I can show you that. You can pause your gig, and that means nobody will be able to see the gig. So look at this. You can pause the gig. They always advise is don't pause your gig. Rather go on vacation mode. So let's go to my gig. So this is my gig. I could pause this gig and nobody sees it until I unpause it. But I can go to vacation mode. Let me see. Where's the vacation mode? There's somewhere here that you can actually go to vacation mode. Yes. Okay. So play around with it. Let me give that as an assignment to play around with it. You can either pause the gig or go to vacation mode, so that people can still see your orders, your gigs, and then they will. Okay, I think I have to edit it. Do I need to edit it? No, I don't need to edit it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll look for it and I'll share with you how to go to vacation mode. But I think that's a good problem to have. I think once you have, that's it. You see? Right there. Vacation mode. Select it and go to vacation mode. I've never had to go on vacation on Fiverr, so unless you're really hot, or it probably will get to a point where if you're doing this like more than 4 or 5 hours a day, and you're getting a lot of hits, and you're delivering on your work, and people are liking your work, you probably get to a point where you get more than you can choose, and you can go to vacation mode or pause the gig. All right? Thank you for asking that question. We've got 8 minutes to 10:30. For those of us that want to go, I think it's a good time to go. For those that want to stay, I'll stay for another 2 minutes. To answer more questions. All right, there's another question. I mean, this is for those of us that attended the sessions at the well at HiWay Church. It says, will you be talking about other ways to make money online, like it at the well, such as Amazon? Right now, that is not in the pipeline because, first of all, Amazon is a bit more technical, it's a little bit more demanding. You need a lot of cash, not a lot of cash. You need some cash to start off. But if you have that cash, we can have a private conversation. I want us to start with Fiverr because, like I said, it's the easiest way to start making money. And this is the model I like to put forward to anybody. Is like, let's say you start making $8, $20 there, $100 there on Fiverr, and after 30 days or let's say 3 months, you've been able to make about $1,000. Then that $1,000 made online, you can use to invest in other, online businesses like the Amazon or the Kindle. So, it's better for you to start with as little risk as possible before you move to the bigger risk opportunity. If you think you want to go Amazon route, let me know. If you want to go the Kindle route, let me know. I have resources that I have people that I can get help from. I can talk about it and I can see how I can help you in that direction. But I'm not planning to take classes on Amazon yet or the Kindle yet. And the good thing about Fiverr is weekdays, you can spend 2-3 hours, fine-tuning your gig, doing buyer reviews. And once the gig starts coming in, you can actually, let your buyers know that, okay, I'm going to be working on a gig later tonight, but I'll be done before you need it. Another hack is this. So let's say you put your gig out that you finish this job in 3 days. Now, before you do that, before you set out in your gig, what you should do, make sure is getting out there. Please make sure you put enough time for contingency. So let's say you can finish the job in 2 days. Don't put 2 days there. Put in, let's say, 3 days or 4 days, so that once you're done in 2 days, you can review for another day, then send it, so you can have 1 day extra. So when you deliver before your buyer is expecting, it also helps them to realize that, oh, this guy is really great. He's done the work before the time he's required to submit it, which is good for you. That at the back of your mind, and please take note. Well, I guess we're going to use every single minute of this webinar. So we have 2 more minutes, and any other questions I will answer. I think we'll always be split. But what I'll do is I will send out a survey to ask everybody what they want, and I'll publish the results. Obviously, closed ballot, but I'll tell you what people have chosen, either Facebook or G+, and we'll go with what everybody says. The thing about G+ is you must have a Gmail address to be able to use G+. Let's just have that at the back of our minds. But I'll send out that email. Thank you very much for participating. A pleasure talking to you. And if you have any other questions, further questions, please reach out to me. You have my email address. And those of you that know me personally can reach out to me. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Have a good Easter. Where I come from, the way we greet ourselves during Easter is Christ is risen. And the answer is He's risen indeed. Hallelujah. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. God bless you. Bye-bye.